Ladies and gents, today's topic will be woo! The curtain has opened. I enter the stage with stuff that people would say mind-blowing, defying the law of physics. But see, all of this trophy stuff and Nobel Prize ongoing things is not happening for me. It's a struggle if you have an idea and if you want to show the world that you have something that's actually beneficial for the planet. Beneficial for the planet? Can't even talk. And I want to display a little something about my idea of transforming my key into more higher and more effective power. Me finding out, experimenting with the nanospherical quartz sand, which gives me magical downloads as I feel the substance communicates with me, enabling me to initiate me in the process of finding stuff that science in part has looked at, but I believe not put the pieces together. I read a lot of books, yes I do, and I did from an early age on. And my major things are science and mythological cultures and belief systems and stuff that is there on fringe. But I want physical effects, so here we are. I'm showing you something here what I had in mind, what I can do, and it actually works. So what I'm actually selling in my Etsy store actually has physical effects. This is not voodoo, this is not placebo, this is not make-believe. So to break something down to people what placebo is. Placebo is if an idea is suggested and somebody believes that idea and it has a physical effect on that person. But actually it's just the idea that sparks the inspiration of a belief system within that person. But there's also another thing of placebo where it's being suggested and it doesn't work at all. That's where I'm not operating. I'm operating at and I'm not suggesting anything. I'm displaying, and it's patent pending. It's protected. I have video logs and trigger videos that are ready to be released by date that I have to check with email and all that stuff over the duration as I'm displaying this. Is we want to make life efficient. We want to function efficient. We want to get more into the potential of what we have without wasting. So let me begin real simple with you all know the Gammatron key, the nanospherical quartz sand, and the capacity that people and the testimonials that they feel the energy, they even feel the key before it arrives. That has to do with geometry. Geometry influences the room. People, let's say if you have a room that's off axis on a geopathic zone, ley line, and the geometry is, you can say, unholy, people get sick. The Russians have tested that. I don't have any links present at the given time because to link all of that, it just defeats the purpose of me actually explaining what actually works. So let's begin with the simple science. It's real simple. This is a consumption and shows the explosion in the motor before my cell is installed, and this is after the cell is installed, and I have physical proof, and I will record that and show even more proof. So to break it down, because this is going to be the formula for life. In a spark ignition engine, the fuel is mixed with air and then inducted into the cylinder during the intake process. After the piston compresses the fuel-air mixture, the spark ignites it, causing combustion, like an explosion. The expansion of the combustion gases pushes the piston during a power stroke. That is the simple terminology by the energy government of how a combustion engine works. You are a combustion engine also. You are also a fusion and a fission reactor. You are also a particle accelerator. But before we get into this, and we don't want to get lost in science, real simple. So what do we have? We have, let me place this on the side here. So, pardon me. So, in a consumption where in a combustion engine, the explosion takes place, okay? And science has looked at it, and I'm not an engineer, okay? I'm naive, and I need to be, because this is how this works for me. I don't need to know all the detail. The detail can be documented after you have installed that. So what we see in a consumption, when an explosion takes place, you have the molecules here So let's imagine we have carbon, benzol molecules, air molecules. They are mixed, okay? We know at a certain ratio combustion takes place, okay? We also have learned throughout the time to make a car efficient to a certain degree. As these molecules align, combustion occurs. The combustion uses fuel. Same thing as in your body. Air, food, the intake. How efficient is that? Okay? So my assumption was like, well, if a car runs on fuel more or less, how chaotic is the arrangement from the subatomic level to the atomic level of carbon, benzol, oxygen, hydrogen? What's the alignment here? What's the formula for an ideal consumption? So nobody really knows. Yeah, there are measurements and there are ratios and blah blah. I'm trying to keep it simple because I don't want to lose people and I want the girls to listen too. I don't want to get so masculine. This is more like feminine energy. So I'm feeling my way into the situation. This is years and years of me playing with attaching a crystal to a fuel line. Okay, laugh now, cry later, I say. So I thought to myself, what is it that influences the state of being of that combustion consciousness in the motor that makes the car run more efficient, less wear and tear, the oil, the viscosity, the oil staying clear, not after 3,000 miles it turns black? What can be changed? So I observed the following. People were told in myth or legends that when, here we go again with extraterrestrial technology, which I believe this is what I'm channeling, which is what we are. But don't lose me yet, okay? I have physical effects that can prove my theory is correct. How I'm describing it may sound like Archimedean or Merlin type-ish, but listen. When ships appear, engines stop running. Cars stop running. So I'm thinking, okay, if a ship that is not government-based, I'm saying interdimensional craft, has an energy frequency that is so high, so divine, as we would say, holy, and so aligned, what happens to this entire system here? I'm not even talking electrical system. It's not able to function because the chaotic level and the lower dimensional level of this concept that's based on this reality does not work in that other reality because it's based on time and a certain level of harmony and disharmony. So I'm saying if we're going in the ascension process and we're healing and the bodies are beginning to fix themselves, which I feel is to be true. And I thank all my people that shop and support me because all of this goes into this. This is a great deal for me. This is a great day also for me to do this video. This is like a breakthrough. So I'm thinking, not trying to make it so complicated, I'm repeating myself again. If I can harmonize the structure of, and people have already bought little cells in their cars are saving fuel. So it's working. If I can harmonize that to a degree that the motor will still, that the chamber will still combust, you can't over-harmonize it. Meaning, I observed that my friend that produces in his lab the nanospherical quartz sand and charges it with photonic energy and also with ionic energy, I observed the following. He said he was going to paint his, living room. So they bought buckets of paint and placed them on top of where they had at least half a ton of the sand stored. So mind you, and I hope you follow me in this one, this is because I find this incredible and my mind is anyway, so the paint is a mixture of chalk and oil and other chemicals to keep that in place. So he had the paint sitting there on top of the photonic sand, high photonic, divine light structure, fractalized emanation of photons shooting through the bucket of paint. And I can prove that. You can do it at home when you have one of my devices. He said that after 5 days, when they tried to go and paint the living room, guess what happened? Oil went to the top, the chalk compacted and went to the ground, and the paint in the paint bucket structured itself back to its own nature. Oil, chalk, blocks. The paint became useless because the way it was produced, the artificial way, was based on a chaotic way. So I'm saying, if you over-harmonize a situation with a product that's artificially created, guess what? Stuff will crystallize, it will structure, it'll become useless. So I'm like, okay, how can I harmonize a structure so it becomes useful? So let's say this stainless steel piece here can hold 100 pounds. According to the chaotic alignment of atoms within the steel. So if I store that within, let's say, 60 pounds of photonic emanation in a chamber and let it sit there and get it out after a couple of days, it can hold 200 pounds. We've tested it. You know why? Because on a subatomic level, the grid that holds the molecules and the stability of that together are aligned. Alignment makes more stable, makes stronger, makes more efficient. So all of a sudden this can hold 200 pounds. Now, let's go back here. So I was thinking, if I can influence a motor which is dense, you have stainless steel in there, different types of alloys, cable, electricity wires, okay, how much photonic influence do I need to harmonize a motor so it can run actually efficient? And what does that result into? So, well, I did that. I found out how to influence liquid in a flow structure, looking at a water bottle, and you can test that at home. Take a water bottle, turn it around, and let the water run, and it go. That's according to how chaotic the water clusters are aligned within that liquid. So it's like, if I give these molecules a spin, which would be like the raw idea. So you spin the bottle, hold the bottle, do it at home. We did that in school. And then all of a sudden, the water drops in like almost in one stroke. And I'm like, okay, this is me mechanically doing that. So I'm like, if I can do that on a subatomic level, if I can get the atoms and the electrons to spin in a different light wave, they call it scalar waves. There's a lot of unknowns here, a lot of unknown territories, but I studied and read what the Russians found out, how stuff works. So I used a mixture of a liquid and my crystals together with certain frequencies and a device that I have built to actually enable the frequency. And I think I'm the only one in the world that has that device in that formation, which will not be displayed yet, but in the coming future. So here's the idea. And I saw how it worked. So in my dreams, I'm getting visions of how this works. So if you, in a combustion chamber, have more of your molecules in alignment, you have more explosion going on. The more molecules are aligned, the less liquid is needed, you know. Less air is needed, less fuel is needed, but the car runs like a regular car, even better, more torque. Everything runs better. And I'm like, okay, so you can align the structure within the car. My maximum was 62% in fuel savings with a Jeep Cherokee with a device no bigger than this. This is the new raw cell. This is how they're gonna go out. They're probably gonna be like around 200 for a car saving you fuel. So I have a vacuum in here, stainless steel that emanates photonic information. You clip it to the fuel line that comes from the tank, and your car will begin to save fuel. This is the symbol of the cell. This is basically the light wave influence, as in I'm changing the program structure of how the combustion aligns in a combustion chamber. So now we go further. I thought if I can, and this is like the refined version. My first version, I have one for sale, is an inline system where I put basically that device inside a reflective chamber. This is a fuel filter that I just remodeled, and I seal it. You put that in your car and your fuel savings can be up to 42%. Because what I'm doing is I'm harmonizing the molecules within your car. And let people sleep, and probably this video will probably only have 2,000 views because nobody really cares. But this is for those that really care. So if you want to heal your environment, and my idea is planetary repair and in exchange for that, naturally. So I did this tiny device on a Kenmore truck. A Kenmore truck that pushes 20,000 pounds of cargo, okay? This is a tiny device, okay? Mind you, I started off with like stainless steel, but it wasn't 100%. See, it got rusty. To me, it's like, okay, the photonic emission is, you know, a little bit, you can say, discriminated or regressed, which is what I do not want. So I said I need this more divine and nicer. So this is sealed within resin, poured in a vacuum. You know, in the future it'll be lasered. Like put this laser tag here. This is for now what you'll get. That this is for your car and also a semi truck that works. But I was thinking bigger. Okay. This inline thing here for that Kenmore truck saves up to 1.5 miles per gallon. We'll make that $400 a week that you're saving. So I was thinking, okay, I need to increase the photonic output of this for trucks. You can do it on a car. Let's say if I put 20 of these pieces in a fuel line of a car, your car will not run. Same thing as a UFO. An authentic one hovering over your car, everything will fail because it's too much. You can do the same thing with a computer. Place 20 of those devices around your computer, it won't turn on anymore because the resistance and the antagonistic behavior of the electric environment is now no longer given. You turn it into a superconductor and your computer is not built to be that, so it won't even turn on. So we will be like, let's trigger it a little bit into efficiency. Then furthermore, I was like, okay, I build a cell stainless steel this size with copper caps, and I said, this is nice, but it's doing it, but I still want to develop that further. And this is, you know, which is what I'm very, very proud of. Ta-da! Presenting to you the raw cell. This is now refined material coming from China, lasered in the US, assembled by me, put in a vacuum. It's like if somebody would drill it open, you would basically destroy it. It would go tsh, the liquids would leave and the crystals would mix, and it loses its function. Also, it's conscious technology. I found out I had it installed in somebody's device and they upset me, and I said they're using it in an undivine way and everything stopped working for them. It's linked ultimately to me, like Tesla's technology is linked to him. This is a divine copyright. Misuse of any ill intent and any kind, and it stops working. Everything stops working. You can't do that actually, and you can't take it away from the source, which is I originate from source. It comes through me, no one else. So I'm protected in a nice way. So now the environment has to talk to me in a divine way. This will be released. This put on a truck, Peterbilt or Kenmore, we had up to 9 miles per gallon, and we had it fluctuating between 6 to 15 miles per gallon for a truck. Truckers know how much money that saves you a week because it's your pocket. Not only that, we found out that the wheels on the truck last longer, the wear and tear on the wheels. Can you imagine that? It's like I'm zero fielding this entire environment. This goes through me, only by me. I have the copyright. This is marked. This is micro lasered with number codes. Only what comes to me in that matter is authentic. Everything else you should not trust. There's a lot of frauds out there. I can send that to Mythbusters or this auto show in Houston. If it's not working, I can't sell it. And trust me, it is to find out where the sweet spot is. But it goes further. This is a big installation. Yes, it's also a big investment because there's a lot of material in there. Nearly ran broke even just putting that together and putting all my investment into even getting that together. So I just, on the 14th, this was basically birthed, lasered, and put together. And now let's go further from the savings of that. With you can have it in your car, in the back of your car. You start saving fuel. You don't even need to have it by the motor. That's just for the little devices. What makes me very happy is this is for even holding this. This is so much energy going through my hands. You don't even know. Like my hand, it just cramps up because my body's not even used to that stuff. So me working with this material, this is what happened. I got slimmer, I got healthier, I found more things within me that I actually have to heal, and I got more clarity and acceleration. So I attached my, you can say my power manifestation hologram and protective shielding on the thing, and things happen quicker. Mind you, to be a magi or a Jedi, you have to have clear intent. Clear mind. You want your third eye to open, you want all of this. This is very strong. Like if you have this under your bed or put it under your pillow, you won't be able to sleep the first 3 or 4 days. For people that are very unlight within their body structure, it'll take them up to 2 weeks. It's like full moon all day, every day. Emotional body, clearing, anything you take is amplified. I mean, you can charge crystals with this. You can put this in an entire pile of crystals and use this as a charger. Maintenance free. The charging capacity of this device lasts 15,000 years linear timeline. I've asked the lab in Bavaria. They said how long are the isotopes within the crystals, spheres that are nanospherical. How long will the charge last? And they said that they did a computer measurement and an algorithm and a formula which is very complex, and they found out it's 15,000 years. So I think this is the first level of free energy and zero fielding technology that we're working with. It's very high tech and very high end. And in a minute, it's all gonna go to a high end store. You're witnessing basically the development from the ground up, from my lab. This is my lab. This is where I do it. It's like secret ops, and it's all revealed, you know. But the gold is here. The gold mine is here. So put this into a pool of let's say a saltwater pool, then it'll actually activate the pool. It'll be like a rejuvenation type spring fountain, and what you do is you sit that down in the pool, saltwater pool, mind you. You can also have other chemicals in the pool. I haven't tested that yet, but for best results you want to use actually a saltwater pool. And you set it down, and it's amazing. Some people after 10 minutes had to get out the pool because they couldn't even take the energy. It's that intense. So it's for pool clearing, keeping the water in pristine condition. You put it in your fridge, foods, anything that you should eat, whatever your preference is, lasts longer, has a better effect. The house climate, like for ionization of your house without using electricity, ionizes the house, ionizes the grounds, clears everything. Astral entities shun this, can't stand this. You put it next to electrical circuits, your body has much more of a capacity to defend itself against actually EMF or ELF or RF, any, you can say, undivine way that would disturb the programming of the DNA of the human body. This is a protector, and this lasts an entire lifetime. So this is the lifetime investment. I have designed smaller ones that I just made in glass that will be coming online at some point, that you can put into a fish tank. You can turn the oxygen pump off and your fish will actually live. The pH level of the water will regulate. So this will heal riverbeds. This will heal bigger devices. I have a mission maybe coming where I spoke to a lady who I'm still trying to get in contact with her that lives around Bear Lake. This device, let's say, put a half a ton of these devices in one big device and put it in the lake, it'll bring the lake back, meaning the pH level comes back, the water levels will correct themselves, regulate, not even talking about water spirits and all environmental enhancement. The roots, place this next to a tree that is not in line or in the woods. You have an entire tree line coming back. The agricultural aspects I haven't even gotten into of how powerful that is. I can make it smaller device that you can put in the ground, and plants will heal. Water structures itself. Things that get harmonized are getting harmonized. So this is, I'm very proud of this baby. This is called the raw cell. I will have one for sale for now, because I'm putting the prototypes together. So this is the beginning. It will be in my Etsy store. So, and I went into even higher technology, which I channeled through this, from this, which I also only have one available, which will be for sale, because I just ask my cards and my feeling what I will do, and then if you don't get the experience, it's never going to happen. This is the Etherion, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it, Etherion Starseed Key. This is the highest level of keys actually that I come up with, and I can't even produce them yet because no company produces it in a way, in a format that how I want it. So this is lead-free crystalline, Pyrex type glass, as you see, filled with the nano spherical quartz sand. That's why I'm wearing gloves because I don't want to taint anything. See, very fine, finer than beach sand. And inside is this blessed, fractalized, structured, and energized super water that I'm creating. And around it, I have a wrap of 24 karat gold wire, which is for the gold ionic resonant frequency. With glass resin, the top is sealed, so you cannot open this. If this breaks, it's done. I had a lady in Germany that had a hip problem that wore a device like this. And I'm not making any claims, I'm just giving you what that lady told me, that, well, she got better. She got well. Of course, you got to do your diets, you got to do, see, I'm not making any claims. This has to do also with resonance. Like if I'm holding this here and you see this in the camera and you feel drawn to it, or you dream about it, or this comes back, your higher consciousness will communicate with you. Like my power of suggestion is not that strong that I can sell you basically things in a box that you can't see. See, I'm being transparent here. The sand is in here. The wire is authentic. I ordered that online from a jeweler. 24 karat 999 pure gold. I didn't know it was that expensive though. And I wrapped the wire around it because that's how this device works. I haven't found anybody that can put that or embed that in glass. I'm still trying to find somebody because I want to produce this in series. This is hand blown. Yeah, made by hand. Beautiful, beautiful piece. And this is the Etherion Starseed Key. Also, this prototype will be available in my store, first come, first serve basis. And this is I'm changing the paradigm. My dream was always like Captain Kirk and Spock when they always said, did we change something? And Kirk asked him, did we do something here? I packed this in this little box. See this little blue box, little treasure box. And this is how you will get it. I might add a picture to it. Pack this up. These are my new babies. I'm dealing with somebody who drives a Kenmore truck right now, and I'm shipping this to him. I have already 2 orders. Since we're having already success with that stuff, for, you know, the proof that you need to see that this actually does what it does is, see the fuel, I'm glad that I wasn't really looking for fuel efficiency and fuel savings. This side effect just happens because that's part of the matrix and how it's unfolding. I was looking for planetary repair and healing the body and getting people healthy. So you have this in your house, you're doing great. You don't need to meditate or do anything. It's just, yeah, it's a device. And some people say, we don't need devices, we don't need gadgets. I beg to differ, because you still need a car to go from A to B. So devices are here to assist your consciousness to understand that you can receive more light. But for that, you need a lens. So if you want to create fire, you need your magnifying glass and then a focal lens to bring that sunbeam in to create that fire. Well, this is kind of like a lens in material. Material is matter, I, all. Material, the mother of it all, is that what helps you to get into resonance. And me holding this in the camera, you should be blitzed right now. You should feel this. I have my symbol in here. I have all the elements: fire, earth, wood, air, void, and minerals. And that's to activate it. Ra Cell stands for Rainbow Ascension, you know, creative, eternal, love life, you know, or love levels, or life levels. Make it what you will. You can be playful with this. This is the famous Ra Cell. This I am convinced will make history. I'm saving my money to speak at TED Talks in Canada. So at some point you will see me. I will travel next year. This is coming. And I will introduce that, and whoever is interested in working with me, leaving me in control, because I know divinely what's to do with this and how it's to be done, because I channel this, that we can build a greater and better world. So I'm thinking of even towers and cities based on 72-degree angles, Nubian pyramid, that will change the entire consciousness of a city. So let's say you have a war zone. The idea is, and that's from studying, also Dan Winter inspired me, if the ley lines of the cities are disconnected and the telepathic imprint of a populace is out of control, we have war, because our higher selves are not communicating anymore. And that's another video that I'll do that'll lead into other topics. So meaning this will connect you to the souls that you actually need to connect to actually build again, get bigger, get safe, find your community, because in the future the communities have to find each other. There's a new way, a communal way of angelic connection, as in first contact, and that is through us, within us, meaning higher self downloading in the body, you understanding your cosmic heritage, coming back to who you are, knowing who your actual brothers and sisters are without discriminating. And those who want to, you know, partake in that party, you're welcome. So this is my call to the matrix, to see who is in resonance and help me to build bigger and better systems, to heal riverbeds. Like the Hudson River can be healed with devices like this. I feel like, you know, like Black Tony Starks. Putting it in a river and dissolving the mess that's in the waters. Same thing as in big devices in the Gulf Stream, and we can correct that stream also. So big things are coming. You see it's taking form, it's taking shape. I have found devices actually that I can get out of China that'll help me to bring to you this new invention. And this was the introduction. I hope you felt somewhat of a resonance. And in a divine way, I say God bless and thank you for your time and listening to me. And check out my Etsy store if you're interested in tools for a divine purpose to get you clear and get you healing. And in the meantime, yes, I'm working on a truck video. So basically I have a truck that can show you it actually has a physical effect. And I'm about physical effects, not theoretical rhetoric. For anybody that wants to attack and say, oh, no, blah, blah, blah. I have physical data and physical proof for the things that I do. And my people that are behind me, that all sense something and feel something. And I even get skeptics, you know. I say even skeptics, once in a while, you know, I say, yeah, challenge me. I send you a device, and then you put it on your car, and then you tell me if your observation skills up to par. Show me that you are actually saving fuel. I had one guy who couldn't see that. He was like, yeah, I had it and nothing happened. Nothing happens with my car. And then we got an Android, and a Bluetooth plug on the motor. And I said, well, see here, you're saving 5 miles per gallon. Oh, it's really working. Like, people can't fathom that. This defies physics from the past, but creates physics from the future in the now. And that's what I'm here for. This will also lead into an air device where I will fractalize oxygen with a golden means and golden wire, and make an environment where the temperature will actually, in that environment when this device is running, probably drop by 10 degrees, and the air becomes breathable in a way that you will be amazed how the air will feel, like up in the mountains. The health, bring it all back. It's all possible, it's all here. I'm your scientist and host, loving life, loving you, Arcturus Ra, signing off. And this is the day. This is the Ra Cell day. Thank you so much.